What's up, guys? Man on the Moon here with another video. And today I am joined once again by my buddy Tex. And we are just going to be talking about some things that we would like to see come to the game, just possibilities. We're just kind of brainstorming with cool stuff that we would like to see that's somewhat realistic. Like keep it in the scope of this might actually be able to happen at some point. But yeah, thank you for jumping in with me, Tex.
As always, glad to be here. You're my guy. So I'm looking forward to this conversation today, man. Looking forward to it.
All right. Now, I'm going to just ask you, like, if you could add one thing to the game or have one thing revamped, just one thing, like what would you like to see done? Because well, I'll leave it to you first before I say what I want to see first.
Well, yeah, if there's one thing I want to see done to the game is some of the old modes um catch life again, like challenge run or conquest, or something of that nature. Just, see them, put a new spin on it, and bring it into the mythic era that we're in right now. So that's something that I would like to be able to see.
Yeah, I like that you say the era we're in right now because like it is definitely the Gen 2 of the Mythic era. Now,
Absolutely,
as
Gen 2.
much as as much as the stats haven't gone up, like the total stats, if you add the numbers up, the stat numbers are still the same. It's just they're very balanced now. Attack characters are attack characters and defense characters are defense and HP characters. As to where like if you went back to the beginning of the Mythic era, characters like an Andrea or a princess, their attack, HP, and defense were all fairly much around the same. Like it was just kind of flat across the board. Now it's just you look at a Sophia or a Harrison or something like that, their attack is just through the roof.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's because, like you said, we're in the Gen 2 era, definitely there when it comes to the new mythic tunes, you know. So yeah, you're gonna see the attack increase. And I think that's the only viable way to be able to do it without breaking the game or
yeah.
resetting, right? You have to have places because let's just be honest, we're in a power creep game, right? Like
hmm
RTS is a game full of power creep. So how do you manage that without breaking the bank? And I think that um the designer has done a good job. Link has done a good job with presenting these tunes in a way that are fun. They're challenging, but they're not at a point where they're just unrealistically unbeatable. And I think that's why the enjoyment for me has come back to the game. I've become more competitive because it's like, okay, this tune is definitely OP, but there are ways to get around it. Now it may not be the fastest way that I would like, but um, I can defeat this tune. There's some hope there, so I definitely like that about this Gen 2
Now,
era.
how do you think they could revamp something like I know you said Conquest or Challenge Run. Now, with Challenge Run, I don't think they could really do a whole lot with it just because they got Tournament Run.
Hmm.
Unless they ran like Challenge, like I just don't know how they could do it. They kind of just said, finish Challenge Run 1 through 4 to get your 4 copies, and then you do Tournament Run to get copy 5. I don't know how they would really redo the actual challenge run part of it because tournament run is still just a thing. People still do it every day. Um, I guess I'd like to see that shop revamped. If like that would actually be the revamp of challenge run, probably is just make the shop viable to where stuff doesn't cost so much. You could maybe just put new tunes
Hmm.
in there.
Yeah.
Um, with Conquest though, you said Conquest. I mean, that's a good one for me. Like, I know I still haven't actually finished Conquest yet, but I know the days I do it, I just hit auto. Like there is no challenge in challenge or in tournament run in Conquest The tail. I'm in like at the tail end of Conquest 5.
Mm-hmm.
But like I just hit between what is it? Kenny, Sophia. I think I used Kenny, Sophia, Molly Vance, and Shane, and
Yeah.
it just blows through. There's no killing me because of between Vance and Molly. There's just no keeping my team down, and between the other three, there's just so much damage that I just hit auto.
Yeah, because we are
Um,
in Gen, so like those are, probably what, Gen 1 with a little bit of buff.
mhm.
So we're like Gen 2 ish, a little bit further ahead. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be that way. But the thing is with Challenge Run, they could literally reset it and just up the difficulty. I mean,
Do they take away tournament run at that point, or do they run them side by side? Because I know, like, as much as the shop might be overpriced,
mhm.
I can't imagine people wanting to go
No,
back to not
you could do
getting the.
you could do tunes. So like maybe put a feature ultra tune in there. You can still get the old challenge run tunes for the people who are just coming into the game. You can do like a featured older ultra tune, that people who may not have a chance to get their hands on could get their hands on that tune. Maybe a rehashed War of Champion tune, from first War of Champions or something like that. Just some way to be able to spice it up. And then you can lower the price for medals. You could put medals in there, and you could put items that are high value items that you're going to need to be able to use in game. So that could be anything like those, the gold medals, or some of the stronger farming stages where, you have to use so many runs in order to get guillotines and things of that nature. So this is just a couple of ideas that you can kind of just refresh it with. Just make it a nice little refresher. May add some ultra tokens in there, not a lot, a little bit, just to be able to build upon. You see what I'm saying? So maybe at the end of a month, if you do all the challenges for Challenge Run, you can be able to get one pull, maybe two or something like that. So I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of ways to be able to fix that up, and the same thing with Conquest. Like Conquest, you can just make it harder. Reset Conquest, make it harder. Take the 5-star tokens out. Put in some advanced tokens in there. Even put coins. And I know people like, well, I can't. They done did away with the coins. Blah blah blah. Whatever. All I'm saying is that if you put coins in there, there's other things you can get with coins, like um
I'm gonna
cans. Yeah.
not even just that. Like if you go into like the daily coin offers, man,
Mm-hmm.
there's so much good. Like the one of the gear offers is just it's just Gillies fire starter. It's like 10 of each, where it's Gillies
Mm-hmm.
fire starters, canteens, GPS. Like I buy that more often. Like I buy that quite often with like
Yeah.
my weekly coin rewards, just because it's like, okay, well that's 20 pieces of gear that I just don't have to farm.
Yep.
Like I could spend the same amount of coins on scav tokens, but why not just buy the gear?
Yeah.
Like
I
I don't
I
need
do
anything
leagues
else
to
that I'm
pull.
getting.
I do leagues to get coins so I can spend it in the shop to get scavenger tokens so I can do my farming and stuff like that. Keep my
I
farms going. So it's valuable. It may not. It's not at the. And I think where we come off wrong at sometimes overall as a community is we think everything has to be at the top, at the elite level, right? And some things just need to be because you need them. You know what I mean? You don't know if
and
they.
it's okay to spend coins just to play the game.
Yeah. Hmm.
Like when it
Absolutely.
comes down to it, like that's what I've done for the majority of the 6 years that I've been playing RTS. I've never done that many pulls, like mainly because I never really had the coins to do that many pulls. Like every once in a while I would save up for enough for a 40 back in the day,
Hmm.
and um I'd do lots of 10 pull videos back in the day, but that's why I would do 10 pull videos hoping to get lucky. It was just because like I spent my coins playing the game. Like,
Yep.
oh man, I need to blitz through this SR. Okay, I need to buy 16 cans. Let's. I even made like a little game of it between myself, like in my own mind. Like, okay, how many times am I gonna have to buy this RNG offer to get 16 cans? I'm gonna bet it's gonna take 6 buys. I'll
Mm-hmm.
buy like 3 at a time. Be like, oh snap, I got like it'd be hype on its all on its own, hitting a small percentage just on an RNG crate. So spending coins just to play the game has always been the smartest thing to me. But that was as somebody who, was fairly free to play. I didn't buying coins was just never something I did.
Yeah, which is definitely understandable. And at one point I was free to play as well, but then the more I fell in love with RTS, the more it became valuable to me. So I started paying and stuff like that. I still pay to grab things and stuff. So I think that could be valuable when it comes to the area of um them doing a revamp, bring some of the newer tunes into Conquest Challenge Run, make a couple of different combos, make it a little bit more challenging. And I think that that can be um very, very good.
I would say that if they were to ever do it, I would want them to actually put a character instead of doing 6 challenge runs, do either do 5 challenge runs where you get a copy of a character at the end of each one
Mm-hmm.
and make it an ultra level character. But the thing is it could be an ultra level character that you're giving out for free, but you're not going to get it grade 5 grade, you're not going to get it LB3 until months later, like months and months later, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Um and so that way by that point it wouldn't be quite so overpowered and it would give it to everybody on the same time frame. I like that. I either that or if they were to do 6 of them again, have there be like a crate at the end that had all the current like ultra characters in it, and just have it be a choice box. You get to pick one copy of one character
Mm-hmm.
from ultra or advanced. That would be kind of cool.
I do think that. I think that ultra characters, you should be able to have at least one of them. They should give one out, and then one could be do like you said, like a challenge, and then the other ones possibly for purchase. Because I'm not gonna be one that says, "Oh, you need to give this stuff away for free," because any business, if you give all your stuff away from free, you're not gonna be in business. So there will be no more RTS. And I really love the community. I know we go back and forth at times. I know we all have different opinions, but that's what make RTS beautiful. The fact that we do have these opinions, we could express them and then come back together, play the game, destroy one another, and have a great time. I think that that is a couple ways they could be able to improve the game and revamp it. I also think like um with what was it, like the walkers that we used to have before, and I forgot the name of the other one that used to come on the weekends, opposite of war, and we used to
Onslaught.
onslaught could be
Onslaught.
like tune specific. So like you could do an onslaught weekend where you can only use red and blue tunes, right? So you can use any tune on defense, but on offense you can only use red and blue. So you got to try to build teams and fun stuff.
That would be absolutely horrendous. Not gonna lie, I would nope out of that onslaught instantly. I'd be like, nope. Mm-mm. It'd
Oh
be like
man.
looking at that'd be like looking at the the blog post about war and seeing the towers last weekend and being like normalized. Nope. I'm skipping more this weekend. Like normalized tower. I'm noping out of that, man. Like I don't want to be here. Like
Yeah.
that's literally what I would do for that onslaught. I'd just be like, nah, fam. Um, no, for me, what I would like to see is I want them to see them do something with faction assault. Like I know they just fixed faction assault and like they revamped the whole thing, but they have all these different allegiances, and like they swapped around, like when they did the faction assault, they swapped around a lot of people's allegiances just to fill out a lot of different ones to make it work. And they haven't changed them. Like I understand not every you couldn't use every single one. Like they have to make sure that there's a viable attack team to actually put it in faction assault. But there's more than just the four that are currently in there that have a full allegiance that I can think of. I mean, like off the top of my hand, I know for a fact Holiday Heroes just has the most characters of any allegiance in the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
Like just point blank period. It has the most free to play characters. There's a free to play like attack team in that team. There's the most promo characters in that.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's just the most characters in general.
Erica gonna make
Um
them this Easter Erica. She's gonna make them very viable, bro. You're
mhm.
absolutely right.
Well,
Cause
and I
she
mean
is
like they've
strong.
got and they've got, I mean, you know, you've also got the Rosita that was just released. You've got Abe out there. You've
Mm-hmm.
got Sophia, Thanksgiving Sophia. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like she would wreck. I mean,
Dale
Apollo,
with the
Dale,
cleanse, and
and
then
I mean, like the boost, the strong attacks boost,
Carl is a
and
sleeper. He is
yeah.
so good with all
Oh
these
man.
medics and stuff. He is so good against medics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with that control, man. Yeah, man. The holiday heroes are definitely. I definitely would love to
What
see them
what
rotate.
other what other allegiances can you think of that they might be able to go to? Because like
The I think that the hidden can be really good. And this is why I say the hidden is because of the characters, right? You have Eva
well,
and Ghost.
the hidden already has one. It has that fourth boss that we just don't ever do because
Yeah,
it has Indomitable.
yeah,
And
but this
like,
is what I'm saying. The reason why we don't do that boss is because they don't have a strong leader. So like when you're trying to attack, I know for me it doesn't work the way that it could. If they had somebody that could be able to boost them up a little bit more, I think that they could be viable in a rotation against a bigger boss. So I'm thinking of like the hidden on a grand scale and
isn't
not as a smaller scale.
isn't Dario the hidden leader?
Yeah, but come on,
Yeah,
let's
yeah. No,
come on.
no, no, no. I know, no. I'm just saying that is literally like the one of the worst mythic.
One of
No,
the
you like you.
worst. Yeah,
So
yeah,
you are
Dario.
100% right. That is what they need because like he's one of the worst characters just in
Yeah,
the mythic era in
he's good for
general.
controlling one tune, but guess what? There's four others. Like, and he doesn't provide that oomph that you need. Like, attack leaders need to provide massive boost for attack because we know how their leadership skill can stack with passives. So they always need to have a big boost inside of their leadership skill, and Dario just don't have that. Though I think I like his character design though. I just don't think like his kit it is suffice enough for right now. So if they get another leader, you know, you add a couple more pieces in there, you know what I mean? Ah man, I think the hitting could definitely be good. Now, I'll say this. One more faction. Telltale. Everybody's favorite, man. There has to be, I think Telltale could be in the rotation as well too. They do have a semi-strong group right now with the Telltale group that's out, you know, with Clementine,
I think
Molly, you know, so
I think the issue with any of the ones that actually had a mythic trial is that there's only 6 characters to choose from. As much as a lot of the and like as much as yeah, you've got an amazing, I mean that's literally what Telltale was just an attack team. All the characters. I mean even Lee to an extent, you know, he's a command on attack. You know, like everyone does command. Um but there would be no variation there would be no okay, well, what teams do we test out? The only question is like who not to play, and it would probably honestly be Lee most often,
Hmm.
if we're being honest, just because like command and faction assault wouldn't be that great.
But he
Uh,
revives on command too, so
yeah, but you got Molly.
yeah, you got Molly,
You
and
got
she got his
Molly in there,
guardian shield
like,
too.
and she has Guardian
Yeah,
Shield plus
I see what you're saying.
revives everywhere. Like,
Yeah,
what's a command? What's ooh command? I mean, unless you're command reviving Molly, who cares? Um, I would like to. I wouldn't mind it because that team is just fun. Like that. That's the
and that's the
one
thing
saving
about it.
grace
Yeah,
of it is it's just fun.
yeah. I use them on roadmaps because they're super fun to play with. Like it's just fun watching Kenny blow stuff up, and then his son Duck come behind him, and Lily. It's just fun seeing it, watching it. They're a fun group to play with. So you know, but
I'm looking at my game now and I'm realizing if they did maybe like Skybound X1 and 2 together,
that would be
because that
interesting.
was that was two separate mythic trials, but that gives you 12 characters. I think that would fill out the pool and you could make a good, even though one was kind of attack based and the other was defense based, you could still put a good attack team together with those characters. Also, though, the RTS Allegiance, like, there was a lot of RT just Road to Survival characters, especially at the beginning. Now, they haven't done a whole lot recently, it looks like, as I'm looking through.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We got what's the most recent one we got? Raven, um, Roxy, Kyle, although Kyle's a defense tune, so you wouldn't really use him. But there was a lot of good ones at the beginning of the Mythic era that I think would still be like I think you could still make a good team with the older characters. Like if just looking at Atlanta, like granted Atlanta's not the best of the like attack teams as far as faction assault goes, but it's workable and like you can get through it. So like you could do RTS and you've got characters in there like Sandy and hmm, who do we got in here? We got Sandy,
Um, Shane is a part of
Erica.
Atlanta.
No, no, I'm looking at the Road to Survival Allegiance.
Oh, Road to Survival. Maribel is in there.
Mira, yeah, Erica, um, Gator's in there, but honestly, like once his specialist skill gets rolling, like he can actually do a fair amount of damage. I used him on the early conquests, so
Mm-hmm.
like
I did too.
honestly, he would be usable in a faction assault where you're just hitting auto and he's getting like insanely buffed every single turn because like
Mm-hmm.
if he's not attacked, he's getting that buff. So like any of those characters, what specialist skill is that actually? Now that I'm saying it, it's
Aggro. I think it's
is
aggro.
that aggro?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's aggro. Like that specialist skill, even like if it's a defense character, would make it very viable. Um, was Zach in there?
Zach is part of Kingdom.
You're right. You're right. Um, I'm looking to see if Commonwealth also might have enough. I mean, they've got a couple of options is the main thing that like I even if they didn't necessarily like add new ones, which they
Mm-hmm.
obvious I mean like they do have the option. Like there are other ones in there that have the ability to have a full team, a full attack team for faction assault. But even
Absolutely.
if they didn't do that, I would like to see them switch stuff around
Yeah.
because, like you said, with the hidden, I really like the hidden's attack team. I just think it's the absolute worst boss for that
Team
particular
structure.
team.
Yep.
Yeah, because like that team is all damage and it's all just damage per second. And with it, every time you attack her, she's gaining an extra 30% defense. So like by that third hit, even if it's a ghost attacking or something, you're just doing nothing, and it just makes
Mm-hmm.
that whole boss miserable.
Yep. See, I think that'd be good for faction assault. Those changes, the rotation. I think it'll be good. Adding a couple new tunes there and everything. I think that will be definitely good.
All right, man. Well, I want to thank you for joining me as always. It's always fun doing these. I love just sitting down and just kind of just brainstorming, cool stuff they could do that, like I said, it's realistic that they could just, kind of hit the reset button, like you said, on Conquest or, my idea, just switch up the allegiances a little bit. Like, I know we like to say as gamers, it's as, that all they got to do is hit a button. And I know from being in the content creator program, it's not, like after talking to them, like it's not that easy,
Yeah.
but it can't be that hard. Like, there's no way they hard cooked the allegiances into faction assault. Like, it can't be that hard to
Mm-hmm.
change it.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, I just want to thank you for being here, and for everybody listening, if you got any cool ideas of stuff that could be added to the game, let me know down in the comments below, because I would like to hear it. We do pass along, as content creators, we pass along the stuff we hear, and the
Absolutely.
stuff we see in our comments. It really does make a difference. Like, you guys might not see it, but it does. That's all I got for now, though. And until next time, remember, guys, it is a game, so try and have fun. This is going to be your friendly neighborhood man on the moon signing off. Later, guys.
Later.